So I'm gonna wait a little bit till people get on here. Probably. If not, I'll just start talking about it and save it and post it. But this is gonna be about generational curse slash pattern breakers. And I'll wait a little bit because it's gonna be a quick live, not anything long. I'll just start talking. So I wanted to get on here and talk about that because some things came up and I said, you know what, I'm going to do a video and hopefully it will help somebody. So what I wanted to talk about is if you are a generational curse breaker, pattern breaker in your family lineage, it is super important for you to know, stupid notifications, super important for you to know that there have been people in specifically your bloodline who could not do certain things that you have done. It's super important to know. Obviously, if you're one of these people, you know that. But something also super important is to be very cautious and be very discerning and aware of what decisions, after you've broken those curses and patterns, be very, very aware of moving forward of what decisions you make after that. And it is super important because if you end up making the wrong decision, then you can end up putting your family line back into the same patterns and loops that they already were in if you make a wrong decision. So you want to be very, very cautious not to do that. And if you have broken some things, then you will know exactly what some of those decisions may be. Hi, Falcon. So it is super important to know after you've broken those things what decisions you then make from there forward, moving forward. You know, be really cautious, like, because every decision you make after you've broken those things is now set. It's kind of like, okay, so you've broken the patterns and the curses, so now you're moving forward, and now you are setting a whole new tone for your family bloodline and for your legacy moving forward. So it makes no sense to have put in all that work to break curses and patterns for your family bloodline and to end up falling into the same traps or making the same wrong decisions that maybe your family fell into. So we have to be super cautious moving forward, you know, and from the smallest of things, from, well, I guess choosing a relationship's not small, but that would be one. Hi, Jared. So from choosing relationships, friendships, deciding who you include in your life and in your family's life is going to be of utmost importance because that is what is going to help shape your life, and not only your life, but if you have children, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, wife, it's going, you know, whoever you decide to include into your life is going to make an impact on everyone in your life. So we have to be careful of the decisions we make moving forward after breaking these curses and patterns. We also have to be cautious and discerning about who we let into our lives and what it is that they are going to bring to the table. And the daily habits that we decide to do, because now, you know, your children, grandchildren, everyone in your life is going to, you're setting the tone now for the new. Thank you for the thumbs up. Appreciate it. You're setting the tone now for the new of, you know, what was already broken and what needed to be broken. So now it's like you kind of deconstructed by breaking patterns and curses, and now you are reconstructing and building new for your legacy. So every decision you make is going to be important. Um, what else? From like the smallest of things, from like choosing what you eat, your daily habits that you have, you know, what you like to do, what you like to practice, any like rituals that you have, like your family's going to learn from you. Because you're now the new leader of your generational bloodline, you know, even if you had to split off or whatever, they've done that for centuries. So it's nothing new. I don't know if you heard back in the day, people would change like a few letters or a letter or two in their last names, and that would be why it would be spelled, you know, names would be spelled differently. Because people just did not see eye to eye and they weren't on the same page in families. So, yeah, so that topic came up today because I know that I have to be super cautious of what it is that I decide to do in my life and who it is I decide to include in my life or not. Um, we always should be super discerning and intuitive about any choices we make in life, period. What are the other things that we can. So, not only like when we decide what rituals we're going to do, what daily habits, but how we're going to use our gifts and how we're going to teach the next generational, you know, in a generation in our bloodline, what to do. For example, I can give you an example of what I've learned, very little of far, but I'm learning more, and what hasn't been taught in my bloodline. So for example, runes. Mm, I was able to find a teacher who then did like a whole vetting process and, you know, said that I don't know, there's like 150 people that applied, but only, I want to say it was only 10 got chosen out of all those people. And it was because he did a whole vetting process. He was a shaman, and he obviously works with the gods, and the gods are the ones who let him know who should be part of the process. So I was chosen for that. So, anyways, so whatever I've learned so far about runes, I've actually been teaching my. Thank you for the thumbs up. I've actually been teaching my grandkids because they're younger, and you know and I teach my older ones also, but the younger, you know, the younger the kids are in your bloodline, obviously the easier it's going to be to teach them. Not saying that it's impossible to teach preteens or teenagers, but you can still teach them, and I still do. But that's one thing. Should my bloodline have previously learned about runes? Probably. There's probably a lot of different things they should have learned, as far as, you know, like occult knowledge goes. And occult just means hidden if you don't know that. Um, there's different things that I learned, and there's always going to be a whole process of new different things that I will be learning, that I will be passing down and teaching. Um, which is, it's a heavy position, but definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Just like your daily life, you know what I mean? Like everything you do in your daily life is going to matter to your bloodline because they're going to be watching you, whether it seems like they are or not. They will be, and they will be learning. Um, you know, whatever it is that you pass down to them. So there's so many different. I mean, you know, just think about your daily life and what you do, from the foods you eat, the drinks you drink, where you go, what you do. I know that me and my family, like we all decided to go to the gym together. So that's one thing that we've started doing that my family has never done, prior, is like we all went as a family to the gym. Do we all go together now? Once in a while we'll make it, but other than that, that's a habit that we've all started together. And now, we don't have to wait for each other to, because schedules are crazy sometimes, everybody's schedule's different. So it's still a really great habit that's been included in my family, and we all go when we get a chance, whether we go together or separately. Doesn't matter. We still do it. It's a habit that's been included in our lives, and we utilize it. Something positive and healthy for us. Yeah. So I know one thing, like someone in my family used to do. They passed away now, but they used to do a lot of praying, but it was like religious praying. And my learning and my path is more of like, I still pray, yeah, but there's also, like I said, rituals included, ceremonies, stuff like that. So like once in a while, I'll be called to like do ceremonies for certain things, certain days or situations, and I will do that. And and also there's cleansings that I do. I'm laughing because my youngest granddaughter, like, and actually all my grandkids, like, they'll come to my house, and before they come in, they will take the rattle that, actually I have two now. They'll take the rattle and they'll start cleansing themselves. And when they first did that, I was like, oh, that's amazing. I was like, you guys are awesome, because they literally cleansed themselves before they came all the way in my house. So that was good. I'm like, okay, what I'm teaching, they're learning. That's awesome. That's always good to see. Um, what else? Different things that you decide to do with your family is super important. But like I said, this video is mainly about decisions that you make in your life. Like what you decide to do is going to have an impact on your family and on your bloodline. So super important. Every choice we make, they're watching. Everything we do, they're watching. Um, and you have to be strong, and you have to make the right decisions, so that way your family bloodline, your legacy stands, and your family bloodline doesn't fall into the same kind of manipulation tactics and traps that have happened in your family before. So, yeah, super important. Love y'all, beautiful souls. 13 minutes, 3 seconds. See y'all later.